What up, YouTube? AlexDeathR come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today we have a best of 3 series featuring the SC Evo Complete mod, which puts Brood War in the StarCraft 2 engine. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our purple StarCraft 2 Protoss player, AlexDeathR, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our yellow Brood War Terran player, feetsniffer. Oh man, I'm going to be saying feetsniffer way too many times this cast. In fact, 0 times is already enough. Let's be real. Fun fact, back during the COVID days, I played a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, and my name was Meatlance, and I somehow became a guild officer with that name, and people would unironically reach out to me calling me Meat. And I was like, I gotta be stopped. I can't be doing this to people. So I changed my own name. I stopped myself. A little bit of lore for you there. Anyways, looks like a proxy barracks coming out from our yellow Terran player. Oh man, AlexDeathR, he's scouting around. He will see that there's no production to speak of on the yellow side of the map outside of 2 supply depots and a refinery. That's about as sus as it gets. Has checked the natural base location as well. We'll see there's no command center coming down. And the Marine already being produced from that barracks. feetsniffer, are you expanding? No, he's throwing down a proxy factory as well, but staggered. Oh man, this probe is scouting for its life. Has AlexDeathR noticed any of this? No, he hasn't. Oh, this is going to be brutal. How is he reacting to this? Okay, so he's got a wall in the natural base location, but no expansion. That tells me he was planning on expanding, but opted to go for some defensive play instead. Chrono boosting out 2 stalkers, in fact. 2 stalkers against what is going to be a handful of Marines in the early game. Really not so bad, but I'm curious what we're going to see come out from this factory. We shall see. But where are the stalkers going? Oh no, they're going to be way out of position to deal with this. Another stalker on the way, but now the Marines have free reign over this base. I mean, a couple stalkers would clean this up for sure, but we only have 1 being produced, and the Marines are actually stuck on the gateway. Oh, you know what? Taking out this pylon would be the move, though. This would depower both of the gateways, and at that point, you pretty much win the game. But here we go. The stalkers running back home to deal with this. We have vultures on the production tab as well for our Brood War Terran player, feetsniffer. Okay, yep. All these Marines going down. Not a single loss on those stalkers, but I mean, oh, here we go. This SCV going down so violently. What? Oh my god. Okay, this is a very aggressive move from our Terran player. Will he be able to pull it off is the question. The vultures are riding around, but they cannot plant widow mines just yet, I don't believe. Nope, no upgrades on the field to speak of. And the stalkers on the low ground, but they do have vision up here. Will be able to start whittling down this barracks, and there's nothing that can be done. I think at this point, feetsniffer, your cheese attempt was valiant, and it was very fun to watch, but there's nothing that's going to be done here for this barracks. I mean, it can't be healed. It's going to catch fire. It's pumping out a single Marine at a time, but I do like the proxy factory as well. So a little bit of a contingency plan here from our yellow player. We'll see what he decides to do, going for the siege tanks and also researching siege mode. So he's going to be cheesing siege now. This is going to be very interesting to watch. These vultures, they are unfortunately going to be pushed away. Unfortunately for the yellow Terran player, not so much unfortunate for our purple Protoss player. This vulture going down as well. Oh, and is this an airtight wall now? No, it's not, because I think we saw the vulture enter the base on the top side right here. It looks almost airtight, but it is not. So AlexDeathR has not walled himself in completely. We don't have siege tanks on the way because there's no expansion, or no extension, sorry, on this factory. So, yep, it looks like we are now transitioning into what is going to be a macro game after some memeing in the first few minutes. I mean, we're only 5 minutes into the game, and I feel like we've already got a good dose of action. Keep in mind, this is a best of 3 series, so we got a lot of content to cover today. The observer here floating over the vultures. They will be spotted and will go down virtually instantly. This does give feetsniffer a little bit of intel, though. He knows that his opponent is going for a lot of stalkers, at least for the time being. But on the field, what do we have here? Immortals and where is it? Looks like a Stargate is being warped in somewhere. I'm trying to click it. Oh, here it is. Right here behind the main mineral line as well. Taking a look at what our Terran player is up to, going really heavy on the siege. Let's see. Yep, 2 factories here back home. Actually, 3, sorry. No anti-air to speak of, but I like this. Going for charge. AlexDeath, he knows that there is likely going to be more mech on the field, given the fact that he saw those vultures. Going for charge is not a bad idea. Actually doing it before going for blink. Ground weapons level 1 as well. Just about to be finished up here. The first immortal is here on the field, and you know what? 1 immortal versus, what is this, like 6 siege tanks with the healing from the SCVs. This is going to be a little bit rough to deal with, and actually, feetsniffer has spotted base number 3 with at least 1 more vulture. There's no blink on the field. Charge is not finished yet as well. But the Oracle will be able to spot this. Oh, man. Throwing down some DPS on these siege tanks. You know what I would do is start focusing on the SCVs. They will go down quick. And exactly right when I said it, the SCVs going down. That is a great move from AlexDeath. There's not a lot to be done here until, until these Immortals kind of cut the distance. Oh, man, a lot of the Stalkers going down. In fact, all of the Stalkers going down. Zealot legs, though, will be finished up here in about 3 seconds. And they will be able to close the distance on these siege tanks. Ion thrusters finishing up as well for our yellow Terran player. He's going to be throwing down a lot of spider mines. I actually like this a lot. The spider mines with the siege tank support. And, oh, this is a great psychological move, aggroing some of these units, and I thought he was going to move his siege tanks up while the units were aggroed on the vultures, but it looks like that was not the case. feetsniffer deciding that he's done enough, took out base number 3, doesn't want to overextend. Is there an observer here? Oh, yep, here it is. So the observer will be able to spot these spider mines on the kind of lower side, but these spider mines have not been spotted. Oh, man. That immortal almost walking right into it, and here's a Goliath that's going to kind of move in a very awkward position, and the Goliath and the immortal, they were both looking at each other for a second like, wait, how'd you get here? Oh yeah, the probes, they float so they don't trigger the spider mine. I forgot about that. Oh man, and some vultures here as well. How many workers killed total this game? Looks like 7 to 5. Ground weapons level 2 finishing up for our Protoss player. The Goliath going down. These units are moving so fast and in such awkward positions, it's almost hard to keep up with them. This goated observer, though, will spot these vultures for AlexDeath at the very least. feetsniffer deciding to lift this factory and save it. That factory was there for like 7 minutes or 8 minutes. It's actually disgusting. The Void Ray. I like that. There's just a Void Ray mixed in. Do we have any other air units coming out from our Protoss player? No, we do not. Taking a look at what's going on back home for the Terran player. Goliaths, Vultures, and Siege Tanks going mech against Protoss. It's not something you see super often, to be fair. 1 spider mine left over here will get spotted by the observer. Finally taken out. Not bad at all. Now, you know what? Let's see who's coming out ahead in this game so far. Looks like, on paper at the very least, purple is ahead. He's lost just about 2,000 minerals as opposed to just about 4,000 for our yellow Terran player. To be fair, he did lose some money due to that cheese, but taking a look at the army supply, also in favor, actually, for our purple Protoss player, 67 to 46. This army, though, has a lot of damage potential. The issue is feetsniffer has to basically deploy these tanks before anything happens to them, and they are on the move. They're not deployed. These two finally sieging up. The Void Rays, though, able to push back some of this army as well as the Charge Zealots. The siege tanks trying to kite this army. feetsniffer saying that damn observer, throwing out the GG for game number 1. I'll see you guys for game number 2. All right, guys, welcome to game number 2. The players did switch it up on us a little bit, so let's go ahead and reintroduce them. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our purple Brood War Zerg player, AlexDeath, going up against the fabled, the esteemed, and some would call infamous feetsniffer, playing as the yellow Brood War Zerg, already pumping out 8 Zerglings, and this being a ZVZ matchup, I would have it no other way. By the way, you guys, some really exciting news. My channel is popping off lately. We are quickly closing in on 10,000 subscribers, which is surreal to me. If you are subscribed to my channel, old or new, leave a comment down below. I would like to personally thank you for helping me reach this goal. It's been a crazy, crazy journey, and I could not do it without you guys. Anyway, looks like 6 Zerglings on the way towards the purple side of the map. Do we have any defense to speak of for our purple Zerg player? No, we do not. It's only drones and overlords for the time being. AlexDeath did go for the expansion. He has a hatchery here as well, making a little bit of a choke point to the natural base. These Zerglings are aggroed on this hatchery. Will they force a cancel? You know, they actually might. We'll see if this hatchery gets canceled or not. Yes, it does. Looks like 8 Zerglings on the way for our purple Brood War Zerg player now. What I would do in feetsniffer's position, though, is run to the mineral line before these creep colonies finish mutating, because he could do some serious damage rather than maybe destroy the hatchery. And that's a big maybe, considering the fact there are Zerglings here, and there are a lot more Zerglings that are going to be spawning for our purple Zerg player. So being aggroed on this hatchery, you know, not the worst thing in the world if he gets it, but will he get it is the question. And you know what? He might. He might force this hatchery to go down. Oh no, feetsniffer though, being forced to retreat. There's a few more Zerglings on the field. Are they running away though? No, they are not. What is this? Okay, it's an overlord. I was like, did a stray Zergling make it across the map? But no, it did not. The creep colony here will be mutating in, and yeah, great save by AlexDeath, just barely saving that hatchery. To be honest, I think what I would have done in feetsniffer's shoes, and I'm not a Zerg player, so I could be wrong, but what I would do is just focus it until it died. It would be worth losing all the Zerglings, you know, considering the fact that feetsniffer is committing so hard to this push. Taking a look at the units, though, 33 Zerglings to 18. So feetsniffer could, in theory, overrun his opponent, but the sunken colony is finished in the natural base location, and another hatchery being planted here, as well as another creep colony. You know, feetsniffer might just have to cut his losses at this point. The sunken colony will just be way too good at doing damage on top of the Zerglings, no matter where they are. And I like this, though. There's a steady stream of yellow running across the map. We don't see ZVZ a lot on my channel, considering the fact that I cover virtually non-vanilla. And even though this isn't necessarily vanilla, these are still the vanilla factions, right? It's a Brood War Zerg versus a Brood War Zerg. It's not like the hybrids versus a Zerg, or the Synoid, which I've covered a little bit. They have nukes for buildings. I'll try to track down my cast of them and leave a link in the description below, because that game was outrageous, let me tell you. An expansion down here, though, for our yellow Zerg player as well. It looks like feetsniffer is just going for the contain for the time being. Taking a look at the production tab, yep, more Zerglings coming out from feetsniffer, and 4 more drones coming out from our purple Zerg player, AlexDeath. Now, taking a look at the units themselves, what do we have on the field? 53 Zerglings to 18, so a lot more Zerglings for our yellow Zerg player, but nothing else. And there are hydralisks now for our purple Zerg player, AlexDeath. And seeing this hatchery bleeding, oh man, and there's no way to heal it, right? We don't have a queen that can heal for the Brood War Zerg, so that thing is just stuck at almost dead. And I like this. The overlord is like, hey guys, we got like a literal army of Zerglings at the front door, just so you know. This Zergling being sacrificed to get some scouting information. I don't know if feetsniffer got a look, but he would have saw the hydralisks and macro hatchery, as well as an Evo chamber being planted here. So a decent wall for our purple Zerg player, but right now we're just in standoff mode. So while it's quiet, I want to give a big shout out to all my channel members and patrons. You guys are helping me out a lot in keeping this channel running. If you want to become a member or a patron, you will have early access to all my long form videos. So if you want to become a member, keep in mind you will get access to perks either way. If you made it to this video or any of my videos, I still really appreciate you. Lurker aspect is now finished for our purple Zerg player. The Lurkers moving across the map, but they will be spotted by the Overlords. And keep in mind, the Brood War Overlords are detectors. But this army is way too strong against mono Zerglings. I mean, the Lurkers with the splash damage, the Hydras with their range, and then the Zerglings to keep the other Zerglings from getting a good surround. Yeah, this is a good army to have. Taking a look at what we got going on, it's just more Zerglings. What's on the production tab? Oh, a Spire right here, tucked away in the corner of the main base for the yellow Brood War Zerg player. And yeah, the Hydras, they will be able to do a lot of damage to the Mutas if they can reach them. The issue is Mutas fly, and that could be tragic actually for AlexDeath if those Mutas get a good hit on a mineral line or two. What is going on here? Were these Zerglings that they were attacking, or was that friendly? I'm not so sure. Maybe it was some straggling Zerglings that I missed on the mini-map, but what is this? Looks like this base number 3, feetsniffer has his eyes on it. It's a lot of tag right now, which I feel like is kind of typical in ZVZ matchups. From what I know, at least, ZVZ is not necessarily a fan favorite, but I've also been kind of disconnected from vanilla StarCraft for the past 3 years because I've been focusing so much on modded StarCraft. I mean, I am kind of like the modded guy at this point. I cover exclusively modded content. I mean, this is, you know, still under that umbrella, to be fair. No base number 3 just yet for feetsniffer, but it looks like he's about to be planting one. These Zerglings running around, taking some hits, though, on these staggered Lurkers. I like this a lot. Where's the other one? Okay, there's actually 2 right here, but I like the positioning on that. This is kind of giving some map control for AlexDeath, preventing the Zerglings from really doing too much. And let's see, what do we have on the production tab? Looks like 10 Mutalisks, and here they are, the Brood War Mutas, and look at how sick they look. They look like flying scorpions or something. Literally, they look like flying scorpions. Anyway, by the way, scorpions are probably my least favorite arachnid. I'm not, like, even scared of bugs, but if I saw a scorpion on my pillow, I would not be able to sleep anymore. Oh, yep, here we go. The Overlord going down, but will spot the Mutas for AlexDeath. AlexDeath, though, trying to engage these things. I also like this, the Spore Colony, preventing the Mutalisks from getting a good engagement in the natural base location. What feetsniffer really wants to do, though, is fly around to the main base. But unfortunately for feetsniffer, the Spore Colonies here will kind of deny any sort of harassment in the main base. Apologies for the cut. I accidentally hit the B button, which rewound the game. So that is my bad. Oh, man, the Hydralisks, they do move fast on the creep for sure. I don't know, man. At this point, I might just focus on macro for the time being. If I were in yellow's shoes, a lot of the Hydras here going down, though, and in a surround on these Hydras as well. This is a big pickup for feetsniffer. No observer, or sorry, detector here for our yellow player, though, so these Lurkers will be safe for the time being. But that was a pretty decent hit on those Hydras. Taking a look at the resources lost, virtually identical, a slight deficit for our purple player. But what do we have here? Looks like a run by of a few Zerglings. 10 drones going down, which is a pretty big hit. Taking a look at the worker supply, 59 to 44 in favor for our purple Zerg player. More Zerglings in the main base as well. Now 16 workers total killed this game by our purple Zerg player AlexDeath. Taking a look at the total workers killed, yep, 16 workers killed. So all the workers that purple has killed was just now. So more drones being built, excuse me for the lack of the production tab. Here we go. 4 more mutas on the way, 2 more drones on the way, and it looks like a queen, 3 queens on the way actually for the purple Zerg player, as well as more Hydras. The mutas here at base number 3 though, trying to do some damage, but the spore colonies, I almost called them spore crawlers, the colonies still denying the muta harassment. So we've got air versus ground, and I mean, mutas aren't necessarily cheap, and the issue is they are being shut down by those spore colonies. What I would do is maybe research the tech and start morphing these guys into guardians. They are decent anti-ground units, and that would kind of answer these Hydras, I think. I mean, it's the best answer that the yellow Zerg player has at his disposal at the very least, considering the fact he's really committed to this air tech. This is a lot of stuff, though. Taking a look at the army supply, 70 army supply for purple to 50 for yellow. A lot of, oh man, it looks like these are drop lords now that are chilling. Maybe they were waiting for Zerglings, and then the Zerglings just never showed up. So it looks like AlexDeath will be coming out ahead in this game, I think. 78 workers to 78 army to 67. Not the craziest difference, especially considering the fact this is Zerg. So they can just really dump a lot of money into those larvae. Oh, man. With the queen support, these Hydras are doing so much work. feetsniffer throwing out the GG, giving the series, technically speaking, to AlexDeath. But I got 3 games in this pack, so we have a bonus game. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys for game number 3. All right, guys, welcome to game number 3, our bonus match. Let's reintroduce our players. Spawning on the top right-hand side of the map, it's our purple Brood War Zerg player going up against the infamous yellow Protoss player, feetsniffer, playing the Brood War Protoss. So this is going to be Brood War versus Brood War once again. What is this probe doing? Let's see. Yep, okay, I saw the forge on the production tab, and feetsniffer, he's tired of Alex's shit. He's like, you know what? We're just gonna end the game immediately. Going for a cannon rush. Did AlexDeath spot this? He's moving his overlords down. I don't think he's spotted this, but the forge is finishing up. The hatchery's not done yet, and the photon cannons are on the map. They are being built. AlexDeath saying sus probe, and he will spot what is going to be a couple photon cannons in the natural base location. The issue is doing a cannon rush against the Zerg really only cancels out the cancels out the natural base and potentially third base. What I've done, I actually did this once. I made somebody rage quit on ladder by doing this exact play, and I just put a cannon in the third base and in the natural base, and he just left. I'm like, there's an answer to this. You could totally just like macro up a little bit. It's not ideal, but there's an answer to 2 photon cannons, and nope, he cursed me out and left, which is, you know, your standard ladder experience. Also, it should be noted, feetsniffer has been rolling random this entire series. So, you know, just gotta give credit where credit is due, because he did lose the last 2 games, but playing random isn't nearly as easy as just playing your main for the entire series. Looks like 4 Zerglings on the way for our purple Zerg player. This probe will get taken out, and this photon cannon is alive and well, but doing literally no work. It is on vacation. And feetsniffer going for an expansion of his own. So that was just a little bit of harassment. 1 photon cannon. In fact, all the stuff powered by a singular pylon. feetsniffer, I would like to see 1 more pylon here, because if Alex decides to just take this 1 pylon out, that basically spells doom for you. And this overlord will actually spot the situation. It will likely survive, maybe. Yes, it does. It does survive. And it did spot what was the singular pylon. To be fair, 3 photon cannons to 4 Zerglings. The Zerglings would not survive that at all. Base number 3 in a very awkward spot for our purple Zerg player. That is something to be said. A robo coming down for our Brood War Protoss player as well. And now we're just chilling. Looks like both these players playing a nice, clean game of StarCraft. At least in the kind of early to mid game, considering it wasn't a clean game of StarCraft a moment ago. I'm looking at you, Pylon. I'm looking at you, feetsniffer. The shield battery here coming down as well. A shuttle on the way for our yellow Brood War player. I am so curious to see what feetsniffer's plan is for this game. A zealot here running around as well. You know what? This is decent because he knows that there's nothing here. That tells him that either it's going to be like some weird 2-base all-in, or there's a third base in a place that a third base should not be, and in fact, it will run by and spot the hatchery kind of in the top middle of the map. Unfortunately, this is a lone zealot. He is on a scouting mission on a move as well. Will start attacking this hatchery and will make himself known, but is also aggroed on the drone. Nothing here to defend, though. This would be a better spot for the zealot to be, that is for sure. He could do a lot of damage here. Grooved spines on the way for our Zerg player as well. What is on the production tab? Looks like Hydras. Oh, decent positioning for our zealot, but it's stuck. Why is he not attacking? There we go. Only one worker going down, and it looks like a Zergling as well. Base number 3 on the way for our yellow player, and I love this. The Reaver drop on the way for feetsniffer, and there are no spore crawlers to speak of. There are Hydras, so they will be able to snipe this thing out of the sky if they can catch it. It really depends on how feetsniffer moves this thing. The shuttle isn't a super fast unit, but, you know, it's a flying unit, and the Hydras are kind of preoccupied. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that. Taking out 2 Hydras, but now the Reavers are exposed, and by exposed, I mean the one Reaver is exposed. Ooh, the Hydra's moving quick. Great reaction by AlexDeath, though, moving away his drones. Some scouting, I guess, consequently, for our yellow Protoss player. A decent hit, though. 3 workers going down. Total, 4 workers killed by yellow this game. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Pretty even, 437 to 506. A slight deficit for AlexDeath, but really nothing too significant at this point. Oh, man. Oh, I like this. feetsniffer juking all these Hydras, and are we going for just... Yep. AlexDeath is just going for it. I like that. A few Hydras left back home to help defend against this. Oh, man. We really don't want to lose this shuttle, though. I don't know if there's anything back home for feetsniffer to defend with, though. Unfortunately, the photon cannon's not even finished. I'm pretty sure that is going to be it for our yellow Protoss player. This Reaver moving slow does have a ton of splash damage, though. All this stuff still powered on only one pylon, unfortunately. feetsniffer saying, whoops. Maybe he lost his shuttle. We had our eyes right here. It looks like he did lose his shuttle. Oh, man. All AlexDeath has to do is snipe this pylon, and all this stuff is depowered. Deciding to go for the photon cannons either way. feetsniffer throwing out the GG, giving the victory to AlexDeath. What a weird set of games, but very fun nonetheless. Once again, big shout out to all my members and patrons. I really appreciate the extra mile you guys have gone to support me. If you liked what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.